Hello everyone! Welcome to another stream. Hi everybody in the chat. Thank you so much for joining me on another day of live streaming with me, season 4. I'm so excited to see you all. Um, Today's live stream is going to be a really fun one because we have been building an AI agent. Today is that time when we when I don't know what the next step is going to be, so we're going to figure it out ourselves, like together. Hello, Karthik Pawar and that guy Eddie. How's it going? Thank you for dropping in the chat. If you're following this live, please let me know in the chat that you're here so I know that I'm not just talking to myself. Hey, Aditya, how's it going? Long time, yes. How are you all doing? Hi, Lil Shaki. Oh, so good to see you again, Lil Shaki. Francesco, how are you? So good to see you, Francesco. How are you doing? Can you please elaborate what are you building exactly? Sure. Over the last 1 month, actually, we've been building an AI app, and actually, over the last 4 months, we've been building an AI app, and the last 1 month, we've been adding agents to it. So we're building an agentic AI application that helps you find apartments and real estate houses and real estate things easily without having to manually type in or like use all the filters, which I feel like makes it really hard and the experience really hard. So we're building a better UX for real estate application, but we're gonna use AI to do that, and we're gonna build an agent to do that. So that's what we're building. And I have my morning tea with me. I hope you have a drink of your choice, because today's stream is gonna be a lot of reading. Francesco, feeling great. I finally made it to one of your live streams. I know! Yay! I'm so happy to see you. Also, if you guys are not following Francesco, you gotta follow him. He's amazing. He makes really good content. He has people on his channel as podcast host. Amazing person, really great content. You gotta follow Francesco. Go ahead and give him a subscribe if you haven't. And Francesco, you recently got your plaque as well, right? Not recently, but I saw that photo like long time ago. You have 307K subscribers. Okay, so you have like tons of plaques. So go ahead and follow Francesco. He's awesome. He's one of the greatest people in the industry, in the community, and he's always lifting people up. And I love people like that who support other people. So thank you, Francesco, for being awesome. Used to watch a lot of Francesco before I got a job, see? Also, am I pronouncing your name correctly? Oh, let's get some music going as well. Prakash Gupta. Absolutely not. It's Sheikh. Oh, Sheikh. Why do I keep saying? Oh, because there's an E at the end. Shaki. Hi, Sheikh. Sorry, I keep calling you Shaki. Lil Sheikh. Okay, let's get some music going. I made the name time when I was 14. Oh, thank you for following. I have regrets. I feel you. I feel you. I have asked you a question on your previous video. Please answer that. Do you want to repeat your question, Prakash? Guys, I have an amazing announcement to share with you today. It's something that I got to know like just an hour ago, and I'm so excited to share with you. I can't wait to show you. I'm going to show it to you in like 2 minutes. I still can't believe this happened, but I'm so excited to share it to you. Also, have you watched the new video that I posted yesterday on vibe coding? If you haven't, Go ahead and watch it. I put lots of good vibes in it. Hello everyone and welcome back. Yeah, this video. This video. I made a video on what is vibe coding and how to vibe code with convex. Oh, I like this question. Please tell me how I can improve my explanation skills. I know the topics, but not being able to explain it better in an interview. That's the reason I was not able to crack the interview. Tell me more. What was the question, Uday? Like, where do you feel you kind of got stuck, and maybe I can help you better with that. And I'm gonna pin this. I hope the music is not too loud. Let me just do a quick check. I hope the music is not too loud. Not being able to explain in an interview. I know the topic, but not being able to explain in an interview. Okay. I don't know exactly which question it was, Uday, so I'm just gonna give a general answer, but feel free to let me know if there was a specific question. So not being able to explain something, I think, comes from a little bit of nervousness in a interview, especially, and secondly, not having had that, not had having not explained that before, so lack of experience, but also maybe not mastery on the topic itself. So typically, what is recommended is that, um, let's say you're doing like an AI question. Hold on, let me put the music low a little bit. So let's say that you're doing an AI question, or let's say that you're doing a React interview question. When you practice the React interview question, regardless of which question you're doing, for example, if you're doing a system design round, practice not just solving the question but also speaking the question. And you can also work on this with a friend or somebody as well. Then speak what you're saying and think of it as a real interview. Mock interviews also help. Usually when I have noticed that I'm not able to explain something is when either I'm super nervous, or I have not talked about this topic before, um, or it's just something that I'm not comfortable with, or like explaining something that I'm not comfortable with. And I've noticed that at work a lot. um, so sometimes for me, writing it down helps, and then when I write it down, my thoughts are a lot more clear. Of course, this is happening all before the interview. So in for example, in a system design round, you can speak what you're saying instead of just like solving the question. You can also practice the speaking skills. But for example, if you're talking about a topic, like if you're explaining like promises, for me what really helps is writing that down in form of a blog post. And then when I have something like concrete written down, when I have my thoughts on paper, then I can speak it better. So that's how it helps me. I hope that helps you in an interview. I think the biggest thing for me is that I've never seen that question before. So for me, I'm also a little bit stuck. So for that, the only help is doing more and more of it. You're not going to crack your first interview. That's fine. You may crack it. That's great. But most likely you will not crack your first interview, which is fine. The more you keep doing, the better you keep getting at it. And the easier it becomes to explain a topic as well. Um, I have to ask you a question on a previous video. Okay. The sunglasses were 10 on 10. Thank you. I had like I had like six different sunglasses, and for every shot I was like changing my sunglass. I don't know if people caught that, but that was like a little bit of Easter egg. For every shot I had a different sunglass. I don't know if all those videos made it through to the final video as well. But thank you, little shake. If you have to learn something new, then what approach do you follow, and what do you do to retain it for life, like something in React and JavaScript? Oh my god, I love this question because that's literally like what we are doing right now. For example, I'm building an app on agents. And then I'm also going to be adding MCP to it. And the stuff I've never done before, right? Nobody has done this before unless you're actually working in these companies. So how do you retain that information, and how do you first like approach learning? I think how to approach learning is a I feel like it is a subjective topic that varies from person to person. I'll tell you what works for me, and then maybe you can modify that and adopt it for yourself. So for me, what I've noticed is that like traditionally, when we start learning in school, we are learning through books. I find it really, really hard to learn from books, just like traditional textbooks. So in school, what I would do is when I was reading, I would also be making notes. And I noticed that if I wasn't making notes, then I would always be forgetting that. It just wouldn't click for me. Um, this is why it used to take me a lot longer to like grasp a topic, because I would have to, I'm not just reading, but I'm also writing it down. But then once I wrote it down, I'm also explaining it to myself while I'm writing it down, and that topic becomes so much clearer, it becomes so much more concrete. So number one, just textbooks don't work for me. I have to write things down. Then as I started getting into engineering, textbooks started going away, and now like in professional life, there's no textbooks. So now I've figured out that video form content works for me. I cannot learn. I mean, I can, but blog posts don't work well for me. When I watch a video, I'm usually watching it on one times the speed or even lower than that. Um, I also listen a lot of podcasts, and so for podcasts, I typically play it on 1.5 speed, but I'm also making notes. Same with video. Whenever I'm watching a video, I have like my digital notebook open, so I'm also making notes while I'm watching a video, and just writing the stuff down helps me a lot in retaining information. So for retaining information, write it down. If you want to understand a topic really well, you explain it to somebody like they're 5, and that really helps in not just solidifying the concept, but also helps you figure out where are the gaps in understanding for yourself. And then you can look up another video for that and keep like learning and opening up, figuring out where the gaps are, and keep opening up your horizons and keep understanding more and more deeply about that topic. um, One thing that people also ask is, how do you deeply understand a topic, right? So this is that secret. In order to understand a topic deeply, write down the questions that come to your mind while you're making it, or like while you're reading it. So for example, if you're reading about MCP, like let's talk about like something simple, like let's talk about agents, because we've been building agents, right? So when you're building agents, like the first question that anybody was going to think is like, why agents? What is agent? The what, why, and how. Those are the three important questions, right? Why agents? What are agents? And how should you build an agent? So I think the why and the what are pretty simple questions, and it's easy to get answers for that. But the how is how you start getting into the depth of it. So if you build one agent, there's ways of building multiple agents and getting them together. How do you do that? Um, so that is how you kind of like answer one question after another and get deeper into the understanding. So takeaways, write down as you're learning, and two, figure out what medium works for you. For me, textbooks didn't work and blog posts don't work. For me, videos work, but for other people, they might prefer a longer form video, like a longer form document, or a longer form blog post as opposed to a video, and that's just subjective. Kaizen, how are you? After learning the MERN stack, what should I focus on next to further improve my skills? I would say that build something. Once you build something, you figure out what is the missing piece. If you've already done something with like MERN stack and you've learned it, build something concrete. I would say add authentication to your app. Think about how you're gonna scale your app from like whatever you have right now to like take it to a production level app, and you've got like the code in a clean format. It's ready to be like it's ready to be scaled up. Think about that, how you're going to take whatever side project you built and productionize it. I think authentication is a great one. um, Add instrumentation to it. This is how you like make sure that your app is production ready even when the feature is built. And once you've done that, implement a little bit of design skills. So it always helps when you have a beautiful looking UI, whether you like pick the design from another website and just kind of modify it, or you build your own design. I think it always helps to have kind of like a full picture of the entire app. So you should be able to build the entire app yourself. But what I would say is start building something. Think of anything you want to build, just like a streaming software, or to-do app is one of the common examples, but I think to-do apps have become boring now. Weather apps. Um, my favorite project right now is a real estate app. I recently created an invoice app for the vibe coding project, for the vibe coding video. So anything. Hey, Kushal. I think clearing doubts using GPT tools is a great way of learn and implement same time. Yeah, totally. I use GPT for understanding topics as well. I think it's a great teacher. Caveat though, sometimes it can say random stuff. Like for example, right now, if you ask it what is vibe coding, it has no idea. So caveat, be careful of what you're asking GPT. Typically stuff that is not trending right now, or typically stuff that is not extremely new, LLMs would know, but be careful of what you're asking. But yeah, they can be a really good tool, especially if you want to understand something like a 5-year-old. I think I used ChatGPT to help me understand agents like a 5-year-old, and it was really helpful. Do we need to know ML algos for building AI chatbots? No, you don't. Working on applications with different cases makes you think and prepare you to build the application. Totally, yeah. Like the more you build, the better you become at building. Right? Okay, you guys, are you ready for the big news? I have something super exciting to share with you. I'm so excited to share this. Okay. Check it out. On a screen, share my screen. Drum roll. You guys, I was on the Times Square billboard. Look at this. This is in Times Square. I still can't believe it. You know what? I know exactly where this is, which is crazy because I never thought that I would end up on Times Square. But here it is. This is for being the featured, being one of the top mentors on TopMate. I recently launched in Q1. Like I believe I launched at the end of February on TopMate, and I am one of the top mentors on TopMate, and they put me on Times Square. I'm so happy. I still can't believe it. Thank you guys. Thanks for being excited about my achievements. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, also speaking of TopMate, I have to give you the link, right? TopMate. I'm open for mentorship on TopMate, and if you have any questions about your career, I've helped people who are switching careers, are stepping up in their careers, applying for a promotion, or just need feedback on your product. Go ahead and book that time. You can book a 15-minute call, you can book a 1-hour call, or if you just want to send me a message, you can also use TopMate to send me a message. But also, you're on this community, so you can send me a message on our Discord, which is bit.ly/Shruti Discord. The link is right here. Right here. Point. Happy dance! Yes! Thank you guys. I'm so excited to see that. I actually got this email like literally like this morning, 6 hours ago. I saw this email in the morning and I was like, no way. I was like, is this real? Should I add AI agent in my resume? I mean, if you've built an AI agent, I would totally add AI agent in your resume, yeah. If you built it, add it. Why not? Speaking of which, let me get my app running. Where is it? I'm gonna get my app running. Meanwhile, if you have a question, leave it in the chat. I also would like to ask you how many of you are familiar with agents? And I'm going to ask this as a poll. So come on down to YouTube so you can answer this poll. Are you familiar with AI agents? Yes or no? Start a poll. Meanwhile, you answer this, I'm going to get my app running. I'm going to sit down. Hey, Wade. Wade Dinesh. Wex Dinesh. What is your name, Wade Dinesh? Wade Dinesh who? All right, please go ahead and answer the poll question. Meanwhile, I'm gonna get my app running. I would love to know, are you familiar with AI agents? And if you are familiar with AI agents, put in the chat if you've built an AI agent or if you are just getting started. Like, how comfortable are you? Dhanesh. Oh, I didn't recognize you from your username, but I remember you. Okay, let me get my app running. This is running. Convex is running. npm run dev. Okay, this is good. All right, I see that 62% people have not familiar with AI agents. 38% have no problem. And if you are familiar with AI agents, I want to know, have you built an AI agent? You can also put that in the chat. If you built an AI agent, let me know, like, what does the agent do? It was Dhanesh who before. Currently I've added prefix of a creator. I am his moderator. Oh, okay, nice. Adding new points to a resume should be done with care. It can backfire if you can't explain. Absolutely, yeah. Oh, there, I already answered your question. Like, should I add AI agent to my resume? The answer is, if you built it, you should. And like, to Kaizen's point, like, I think he has a valid point here. It should be added with care. It can backfire if you can't explain. Totally. Like, if you feel that that question can be asked in, like, that question will be asked in an interview, and if you feel like you can't explain it, or if you can explain it and you feel confident with it, you should totally do it. How are you? I am doing great. It's been a happy day because of the Times Square billboard thing. And yesterday I launched a new video on vibe coding and I loved that video. Yeah, anything on your resume is fair game in an interview. Jacob, how are you? Okay, 40% people are familiar with AI agents. Most people are not, which is good because I will explain to you what AI agents are. Actually, I built a video on that. Let me share that video. Okay, share my screen. Can I ask you an off-topic question? Go for it. All right, I have a video on AI agents. Oh, go back. So this is actually like
as an owner of Walton
agents, and it's I guess I'm the only one who says the. No, you're not the only one. YouTube on light mode should be a crime. I don't know. I'm not actually use light mode, dark mode on YouTube. I'm starting to not. I don't like watching content in dark mode. Somehow I find it easier to watch in dark mode when I am in kind of like a relaxed vibe. But when I'm learning something, especially if I'm watching something on a video, I need light mode. However, my Streamlabs is dark mode, and then my code editor is dark mode, and then this is dark mode. But I find it hard to read in dark mode. I haven't seen, so I thought I'm the only one. No, you're not the only one, so don't worry. On which platform do you host your front end? I host my front end on Netlify mostly. Actually, yeah, all of my stuff is on Netlify. I'm a Netlify fan. Just signed a contract for some work with a new client, so feeling pretty good. Yeah, Jacob, good job. Proud of you. Someone in my know have close to 7 years of experience that want work from home job because she's single parent but struggling to get one. And I have no idea out of tech if it is possible. How can I help her? Out of tech. So like she's not in tech. Nowadays, doing MERN stack doesn't work is something I'm seeing. What do you mean? No, not in tech. Oh, that was a long ad. Yeah, so if she's not in tech and she wants to get a work from home job, there are still a lot of jobs. Well, is she in India? I actually don't know about India, so, but I'll give about my experience from here. There's still a lot of companies that hire people who are not in tech and working from home. For example, one of my relatives is actually working from home and doing medical coding, which is not the same as the coding that we do. It is, I don't really know how to explain it, so we're gonna Google it up. There. Process of translating a patient's medical diagnosis into standardized alphanumeric codes, and I think this is actually helpful because she works at a healthcare company, and then she's using this, like she translates it, and then that code is being used by insurance companies. Oh yeah, it says here these codes are being used from medical insurance, billing insurance companies, tracking patient outcomes, things like that. But what I'm trying to say is that there are companies that will still let you do that. Oh my god, I have to answer that question. When are you coming to India? Just in 1 second. Yes, there are companies that are still letting you work from home. Now, if she's not in tech, she can still do a lot of stuff. I know Fiverr has a bunch of different things. I don't know why I'm showing you my dashboard, but Fiverr has a lot of like different services you can do. For example, you can do translation, you can do editing, you can do, depending on what her skills are, but also is never late to like upgrade your skills as well. Even if you're not coding, you can do a lot of stuff with tech, adjacent to tech. So you can do copywriting, you can do editing, you can do data entry, you can do a lot of stuff on Fiverr as well. Jobs in Fiverr also pay really well, and then Upwork is the other one, so that's something that she can do. See, these are all the things that you can do. You can actually be an admin as well and offer customer support. You can be a private assistant, personal assistant. So there's a ton of stuff that you can do on these like websites. It is gonna be a little slow to get started, of course, because you don't have a profile yet, so it's harder to get job in the beginning, which is true for anywhere. But once you have like 2 to 3 jobs, it's gonna be a lot more stable. So I would recommend that. When are you coming to India? Okay, guys, I have some announcement. I will be in India on May 15th, which is almost in a month. I will be in India in May 15th. I will be in Delhi. I will be going to Mumbai. So if you want to hang out, let me know. We can hang out. I'll be in Delhi and Mumbai. Did that just pop up? Okay, I'm gonna put that in chat. Coming to India. Oh, you're in Delhi? We should hang out. May 15th. Pune. Oh. Delhi. Mumbai. India. And then if you're in Paris, I'm gonna be in Paris as well on I'm like on a world tour. Coming to Paris on May 11th. Okay, let's get started. We don't have a lot of time, and let's get into it. So what are we doing today? Right, this is our code. Again, if you're not sure what AI agents are, I have a video on my channel. It's called AI Agents Fundamentals. You can find it in the playlist of AI stuff. So I'm gonna skip past that stuff, but just know that if you're new to this, there is content out there. Okay. All right. So let's get into it. Now, yesterday or like day before yesterday, we were talking about we actually like fixed all of the problems with this site. So now if I look for looking for a 3-bedroom house, you'll also see that when you don't have anything, it'll say search for property to get started. Then if I hit search, I also have to fix the UI a bit, make it pretty, but for now it's fine. Okay, so when I say something like looking for a 3-bedroom house in Seattle in the range of this to this for sale, it'll give me properties like that. I could also say something like 2-bedroom house in Seattle. If I don't give it like any starting range and ending range, then it also still looks for like places that have 2 or more bedrooms. So this is 3 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, so on. So let's try like a 5-bedroom house just to check if our app is working properly. Okay, 5 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms. Okay, so it is working properly. Good. So basically what we want to do is that I am looking for an apartment, let's say, and I'm going to say something like looking for a 2-bedroom house or like 2-bedroom apartment in downtown Seattle. Actually, let's not say downtown Seattle. Let's say in a safe neighborhood. Or let's say in a safe and fun neighborhood. So what does that mean? That means that I'm looking for a place that is in the central part of town, but also is close to places also is in a good neighborhood, like safe neighborhood with low crime, but also is close to restaurants and cocktail places and things like that, right? Like for things to do. Hey, Luftklasse 1. Oh my god. I'm streaming after such a long time. No, I've been streaming regularly now. I stream on the mornings at 10 a.m. PT, and I stream every weekday 10 a.m. to 12, however long. Yeah. So come and join us every day. Raj, Raun, I am in Mumbai. Okay, we're gonna hang out then. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for, right? So I want to type something that is completely subjective, completely unparsable. Like what does safe and fun neighborhood even mean? It's totally unparsable. I want to describe the apartment that I'm looking for in as simple language as I can, and I want AI to do the job of like figuring out what it means from a JSON format or like from a numbers format. So I want AI to do that job. That's what I'm building. I'm building a real estate app that makes it easy and simple to look for houses and apartments. So let's do this. Now, as of now, I've already searched for looking for a 2-bedroom apartment, safe and fun neighborhood. it doesn't actually understand that what safe and fun neighborhood is. It understands two-bedroom apartment, but it doesn't understand safe and fun neighborhood. Now I could give it a budget in the budget of, let's say, I don't know if it understands it, but let's try. $3,000 per month for rent. Okay, so looking for a two-bedroom apartment for rent in a safe and fun neighborhood in the budget of $3,000 per month. Some UI bugs here, but just ignore it. Okay, so it doesn't understand that yet. So let's make our app so it understands everything that we said in here. And if we break this app down, this sentence down, there's a few things in here that we need to do, right? So this is the theme of this month, which is making agents robust and adding tools. We're actually going to use MCP protocol in this as well. And then we're going to use LangChain. So if I break this sentence down, looking for a two-bedroom apartment, the text it needs to be parsed is into two bedrooms, apartments, right? It means like I'm not looking for a house, I'm looking for an apartment. It said rent, so I'm looking for that as well. The budget is $3,000 per month. $3,000 per month. And then what does safe mean? Safe means low crime rate. And then fun means lots of things to do, restaurants, bars, etc. Now, of course, this first part is simple. We've already done something similar in the LLM file. You can check it out. Actually, I'm going to share the GitHub link as well. Learning AI. This is GitHub. Okay. So the first part is simple, right? This is something that we're already doing, so it's pretty easy to do that. But let's focus on this, the safe and the fun things. This is what we're going to focus on in the next few streams. How do we convert a English language text, subjective text to quantifiable information? Let's do this. The way we're going to do this is we're going to figure out some tools that we could use. What is a tool? Tool is something that an LLM can use to perform additional tasks. Tool can be used to, for example, make an actual booking, like actually book something. Tool can be used to calculate. Tool can be used to parse English language into something. So we're going to use a tool. Now, I don't know which tool we're going to use, so that's what we're going to figure out together. But I do know that there are some places where I can start looking, which is on LangGraph site, because they do have some documentation on it. And then otherwise, I also know about MCP. Okay, here's another poll for you. Now come on down to 50% of people know AI agents and 50% don't. Perfect. It's like a proper distribution. It's like a equal distribution. So here's the next question for you. I'm going to put this in YouTube. So come on down to YouTube to answer this. And the reason I'm asking you the next question is because I want to figure out if this is going to be valuable for you as a video. So the next video that I'm thinking of making is going to be on MCP, and I'm wondering if that's going to be valuable for you. So here's the question for you. Are you familiar with MCP, Model Context Protocol? Yes or no? When I saw you dancing on Diljit Paji's song, I felt like I'm surely following a great guy. It was maybe hard for you, at least I was anxious watching you. When are you talking? When? Are you talking about the Epic WebConf? Like the recent thing? I'm surely following a great guy. Uh, are you saying Diljit is a great guy, or are you talking about me? Oh, Epic WebConf. Yeah, I mean, getting up on the stage and doing an impromptu pangra. Oh my god. Oh. That too before a tech talk. Oh, me. Oh, thank you. Yeah, like I was scared, I was nervous, but I was like, chalo karte hai. Life is short. Okay, land graph. I see the votes are coming in. 75% of people are not familiar with MCP, which is what I thought, and then 25% people are familiar with MCP. Good, but yes, but never quite understood MCP well. Okay, gotcha. I would not lie and tell you that I am a expert on MCP, but what I will tell you is I found really good an analogy on model context protocol, and I'm going to share that with you, right? Okay, so MCP, model context protocol, is an open protocol that standardizes how applications provide context to LLMs. This is what clicked for me. Think of MCP like a USB-C port for AI applications. Just as USB-C provides standardized way to connect your devices to various peripherals and accessories, MCP provides a standardized way to connect AI models to different data sources and tools. So basically, what it means is that LLM is kind of like MCP is kind of a way where you can provide which tool you want to connect to. There's pre-built integrations that you can connect to. You can connect whichever LLM you want as well. You can switch between different LLM providers and vendors. So I think the fact that the analogy of USB-C port for AI applications, that makes a lot of sense. So I hope that was helpful. Um, now, they do have things like MCP clients and MCP servers. So, for example, there's a local data source, and you could be an MCP server, as in you could be creating programs that expose specific capabilities. Basically, you could be creating an MCP server, or you could be using the MCP client, like in an IDE or tool, and that kind of makes this MCP MCP app. No, it's like MCP thing. I don't know what is it, an app or whatever it is. So that's the basic gist. And this is really interesting that it follows a client-server architecture. But I think what helped me understand model context protocol is looking at some of these clients. Not this one. Example server. This one. Okay, so they do have some example servers as well that's already built, and you can just incorporate this. One of these is something that I really liked, which was and these are kind of tools. So for example here, Google Maps. So Google Maps, this is a thing that takes like an address and converts it into coordinates, and I think this will be helpful for us. For example, search for places using text query. So this can be helpful for us. However, this is Google Maps API, so this can be expensive. But basically, that the idea is that there's a bunch of AI servers or like MCP servers that's already built. We could use that. There's also like integration with Cloudflare, Slack, and there's also tools that have like MCP servers that give you additional memory as well. So that's that. I'll create a whole video on this to help you understand what is an MCP server and like why you need to use it and how you can use it when building an agent. And that's going to come out next week, so stay tuned for that. Okay, but for today we're going to actually look at like what tools are available to us through LangGraph. LangGraph is the framework that we're using to build our agent. And if you are new here, I'll also show you what our agent looks like. agent one. There it is, agent.ts. Okay, so this is what our agent currently does. Um, we have in our agent, the model that we're using is OpenAI. The memory, we have short-term and long-term memory, and LangGraph actually creates this for us, so we don't have to worry about customizing it. The tools that we're using so far is a Tavily search, which helps us actually do. This is actually a web search, so I would say more for like web search, but specifically what we're using it for, figuring out proximity. Um, and what does that mean? Like when I say fun neighborhood, it has to find out if that neighborhood has like things to do. So it'll find out like if this is the address, then what are some places around it? Are there restaurants around it? That we're using Tavily for. So it's doing a web search, but specifically what we're using is to find out proximity to restaurants, things like that. And then we also need to build a DIY tool. This is the tool, like I call it DIY tool, but it's actually like a parser tool. We need to build this, and what this means is that this tool is going to use English language like fun and safe and figure out what that means, and then it's going to further call other agents that are going to then do the job of like figuring out the longitudes, latitudes of or like the proximity of the place, and then giving it a score. So that's what we're going to do. Now our agent looks like this. We have a agent tool. We've specified agent tools, which is Tavily search. That's all the tools that we have so far. The model is OpenAI. Checkpointer. This is actually how we like initialize memory. And in order to create an agent, we just call this function called create react agent, which comes from LangGraph, and pass in our LLM tools and memory, and we just invoke it. And then we can ask it a question. What is the walk score of this address, for example? And then it will give us the walk score of that place, of that. And then, for example, we can also ask it how many restaurants are close to this property within a 0.5 mile radius. We've already given the property address in here, so it understands that because it's got the thread ID. And that's how we're using an agent. But today I want to figure out what other tools are available so that I can use that tool to kind of build this parser tool. So let's go ahead and do that. So this LangGraph documentation has the stuff on multi-agent systems. This is going to be helpful for us because our agents are also going to be multi-agents, as in we'll have more than one agent to do the job, right? And the reason is because one agent should do something like, search this and then pass that information over to something else, right? So it can calculate like, well, if you said something like safe and fun, what does that mean? And then it's going to figure out safe means this, like it's going to parse that text, and fun means this, then pass that information over to other agents who are then going to do like a proximity search, which is this Tavily search, and then it's then going to give you back a walk score or like a proximity score. So it's going to give you back a score. So with this, we'll able to like have separation of concerns as well, so that one agent is not doing everything and we've got multiple agents for things. And so that's where this multi-agent system will be helpful. We also need to add reflection and critique to our agents, and that will be helpful because I think we've noticed that even in one of the past streams, that even with things like a simple question of what is the walk score of an address, sometimes it can give like a very low score and then say, oh, this is a really walkable place, which it's not. So it needs to be able to critique itself and reflect its own results in order to give us a better response, because we don't want a 0.8 score and then say this is really good. A really good score would be something like 90, right, out of 100. So we need to add that to our agent as well. But what I'm looking for is the tools that are available. Let's see, what is a pre-built agents? Build supervisor with multi-system, build So there's something called tool node. Let's see what that is. Tool node is a LangChain runnable that takes graph state, lifts of messages as input and output states, updates the result of tool calls. It is designed to work well out of the box with LangGraph's pre-built React agent, but can also work with any state graph. So React agent is the agent that we are using, so it is applicable for us. Okay, so we have something like this tool from LangChain core tools, get weather. Oh, so it's literally building the tool here. So it says things like if SF and weather, then it is return this, otherwise return that. I think we can use this to build our DIY tool. So we said that we need to build this parser tool, right? We can use this function, like tool function, to build our tool. However, the next question that I have is how are we going to convert that English language and then into quantifiable information? I still don't have an answer for that, so let's keep looking. I guess what I really need is like a English language. Actually, let's try if ChatGPT understands this. What does it mean to have to be in a fun? What is a fun neighborhood? Let's see if ChatGPT understands. Okay, so it does understand that. It says if you're into nightlife and live music, and then it's giving me some neighborhoods as well, artsy and eclectic, this and this, chill and walkable vibe, beachy and laid back. Okay, so let's try this. I'm gonna give the same thing to my OpenAI agent, or like my agent right now. I have OpenAI connected, so I already have like this information with me. So what I'm going to do is, instead of asking which ones are open now, I'm actually going to ask it, is it in a safe neighborhood? And then I'm going to ask it, and then I'm also going to say something like, how do you know? Just to see how is it rename, like how is it reasoning it. And then I'm also going to ask, is it in a fun neighborhood? Or let's try this one first. Let's see what it gives. Okay, let's try. I can call this function. I can call this file directly, so I'm going to call this in my console instead of calling the entire application. Clear this up. And what is it? What was the NPX there? Node 1. I think is it T6? Oh my god, not that. TSX. Java decided to quit on me. Okay, there we go. All right, let's try. TSX agent is in, where is this? Where is it? It's in source. API agent. Let's try. Oh, TSX not found. Weird. Is it not in here? TS. Oh, it is in TS node. Okay, let's try. npm I -save tsx. There we go. Let's try this again. Wait, what? Oh, npx_tsx. There. Okay, so property details is this. That's the address that I've given it. And I think I'm passing this address myself. Yeah, so I'm passing in this address. Then I say the walk score. I hope this is like big enough to see. So I say it says the walk score of this is 59 out of 100, which means it is somewhat walkable. Some errands can be accomplished on foot. The neighborhood near this has a slightly higher overall crime rate compared to the national average. However, it has a lower violent rate than the national average. Concerns in the area include package theft. This isn't this. Okay, so with Tavily itself, I was able to get not just a walk score but also a crime score. So I think this is pretty good. Yeah, npx_tsx, that was the trick. But what I want to do now is it in a fun neighborhood? And let's see what it gives back. I'm going to remove this walk score. Okay, so let's see what it says. Based on the information available, this area appears to be in a residential area with single-family homes. While the specific details about the neighborhood viable fund activities are not explicitly mentioned in the search results, the property is in a residential setting with many nearby amenities such as restaurants and parks. To determine if it is a fun neighborhood, you may want to explore local community events. So it doesn't really know. I mean, this is not something that we can accept. It doesn't really know if it is or not. But also, like, our prompt is pretty vague, right? Now the next thing I'm going to ask it is it in a central location? And right now I'm just figuring out like what does the LLM know at this point and what do I need to build in my tool. Okay, so let's try that again. Okay, so it says, if you provide me with the address of the property, I can conduct a search to gather more details about its location and proximity to central areas in New Jersey. Okay, see now it's just giving me wrong results. To determine if the property is in a central location, we would typically need more specific info about the property's address and surrounding area. This would include factors such as this. I guess this is not exactly an address, so let's pick an address in downtown Seattle. Just gonna find like a random address. Let's give it like this address. Okay, let's try again. Now the walk score should be pretty high. I mean, we're not looking for walk score, but the central location should return true. Alright, what does it say? It says, to determine if this is in a central location, we can analyze the proximity of the property to key amenities, transportation hubs. In this case, the presence of multiple restaurants within a 0.5-mile radius suggests that the property is located in a relatively central area with access to dining options and potentially other amenities. Good. Additionally, the property's proximity to restaurants indicates that it may be situated in a commercial or residential area with easy access to services and facilities. The availability of dining options nearby can be a positive indicator of a central location. Good. While this information provides some insights into this, a more detailed surrounding the topic needed to determine if the property is in a central location. Cool. So I think that's pretty good. Like, this is a general kind of gist of the location, and what it's saying is that it is kind of central, and I think that's good for us. We don't need to worry about like accuracy of like accurate I guess like things like this, like including transportation options. We don't need to worry about this right now, because what it's giving us is like a general vibe of how central it is, and I think that's good enough. Now what I want to do is yes, no, or maybe. I don't think maybe is helpful. Why is it looking for property in Warren, New Jersey? Okay, so it says it seems like the property is in a central location with access to various dining options. Cool. So I think basically it means that with just Tavily search, just the web search, we're able to get pretty far. The tool is able to give us a lot more information, a lot of information that we need, and the best part is that it's able to convert like safe and fun and these like random text into kind of parsable information. So like it understands safe means, crime rate needs to be low, so I'm going to look up crime rates. Fun means it needs to be close to things, proximity, so I'm going to look up that, and that is a good space. This is what we need. So we're going to write down what our tool needs to do, and we're going to create a tool at this point. So this is an agent is going to call the tool. We need to create that tool. Tavily is one of the sub tools that we can use, but ultimately what we want to get back from this agent is, or from our we talked about two tools here, right? Like the parser tool is, let's say like a score tool should give us information such as a high score, which would be I don't know, like 70 to 100, and then a medium score, which is like 40 to 70, and then a low score, 0 to 40. And so the score tool should be able to take anything, like take an address, parameters are address, and then the metric, radius. I don't really care about a radius. I could give it a radius, but I'm going to give it like a predefined radius. So that is a parameter that my score tool should do, and this is a tool that I'm going to make DIY score tool. And what basically that means is that I should be able to call it like score, this address, and then things like fun. And so it should give me back like a high score, a medium score, or like a low score. And based on this score, I'm gonna filter my properties. So I'm gonna rate some of the high properties and move them up at the top of the UI, and then the low scores I'm not gonna show. So I'm gonna filter how many properties I'm showing. So that's the tool that we're gonna build. And then we just looked at LangGraph can help us create that tool. So let's go ahead and start creating this tool. I have let's create a new file called tools, and I'm going to call this, I'm going to create a new file here called, actually can't create a new folder here called tools, and then create a new file here called score.ts. Alright, so now that we have defined what this tool is going to do, let's actually build this tool. So first of all, I need to import LangChain core tools. Oh, look at that. Extends tool. Hold on, what is this tool? Okay. Okay, this is what we need. Let's see how to use a tool node inside a LangGraph graph. We set up a graph implementation of React agent. This is what we are doing. This agent takes some query as input, then repeatedly calls tools until it has enough information to solve the query. We'll be using tool node and Anthropic model with the tools we just defined. So you have a tool node graph. This is how it's created the tool, which is actually right here, tool node. Weather and get cooler cities as two tools that it created, and then it's created a tool node, and then you can call this tool node within the React agent, which is what we're doing. So it's called tool node graph, new tool node tools, should continue. So it says last message is this. If tool calls in last message, let's move it here. If tool calls in last message, an array is array, and last message tool calls dot length. I don't know what this means. Return tools, otherwise end. Wait, what? So, okay, if tool calls in last message and array is array, and last message dot tool calls is an array, last message dot tool calls length. So what is it trying to do basically? It's checking if there's tool calls in the last one. Call model messages is this, response this, model tools within both messages. Define the two nodes we will cycle between. So agent tools, add these two nodes, which is agent and tools, and then there's an edge in between, kind of like defining a graph. And then there's a start, which is the agent, add conditional edges. I wish this was easier to understand. Oh, there's this. Okay, this is much easier to understand. Okay, so we've got a workflow where we add a node called agent, which is here, and then we add another node called tools. This is where we use the tool node, and then we're adding an edge called start from agent, and it should continue. Oh, this is why there's like a dotted edge here. Add conditional edges, which is should continue, and then it goes to tools, otherwise goes to end. So basically, this should continue is checking like if the last message was a tool call, if tool calls in last message, and if you've called multiple tool calls, I don't know why, and if there is any more tool calls left, then return tools, otherwise returns ends. Oh wait, there's messages in the chat. The bad thing about AI SDK is if you want to use a new model like Gemini 2.0, you need to update SDK and redeploy app. Is it same with LangChain? So LangChain, actually you can change the tool, you can change the LLM pretty easily. So if I show you in here, you've got like an OpenAI key, and then this is literally all you need to do, and you just update where, like which LLM you're calling. So you can say OpenAI instead of OpenAI, you can be like Anthropic. So LangChain makes it really easy to switch out a tool, which is why I really like this. Which is why I really like using LangChain for like interfacing with any AI LLM. And then with MCP, it says it's like a USB-C thing. So it in principle should be easy to switch out LLMs. I mean, that's what the documentation says. I haven't tried it, not sure, but it should be easy according to the documentation. See, it says provide context for LLMs in a standardized way, but also like a simple MCP. Oh wait, I did not even see this. Oh, I like this definition. So it says, think of it like a web API, but specifically designed for LLM interactions. The MCP protocol lets you build, the MCP lets you build servers and expose data and functionality to LLM applications in a secure, standardized way. You can expose data through resources, provide functionality through tools, define interaction patterns through prompts. Nice. Not the LLM, the model of LLM. Huh? Oh, the model of LLM. Actually don't know. I think maybe. Let's see. OpenAI, I have not defined which model. I just say OpenAI, but I believe you could. So if I look for new OpenAI, I think this function may let you pick a model. Oh yeah, there it is. You can specify which model. And I think in the documentation they have also shown that somewhere. LangChain, OpenAI. Yeah. Alright, so we were actually building the tool. Let's get back into it. We were here. Okay, let's do this so that we build our tool and then we call it in our agent. It doesn't matter whether the answer is right or not. Let's just build this tool so that we can call it within our agent. So I'm gonna say I don't want to trust whatever my UI is creating, like my AI is creating. So I'm gonna go and find documentation on here. So all right, so you get tool from this, you get import tool from this, and then you get const. We're gonna create okay. We're gonna create score tool equals. Oh my goodness. Tool, and then you provided an input. I'm going to provide it. What are the parameters I have? I have the parameter of address, and then I have the parameter of a metric. So this is what the tool does. And close this. Open the documentation for this. Okay, and then we say, let's just say if metric equals fun, sure, it returns 70. Sure, let's just try that. If metric equals fun, returns 70, and then what we want to do, this is basically what it returns, what the logic of the tool is, and then we have to give it, I don't know what this name is doing. Name. I think that is what defines the name of the tool. And then description is returns a score based on this. Good. And the schema is Zod object. And we've got address, address the property, metric, scored the property on, import Zod, import. Sweet. Delete this. Why? I'm going to look up the documentation of this tool. Some other tools as well. To look up the documentation of LangChain core tools. Hopefully they will give me there. Okay, there it is. Alright, so tools are classes that an agent uses to interact with the world. Tools, this, base tool. What is the usage? You can also provide examples as part of the description, and this tells the model how, when, why to use the tool. Interesting. Okay, I thought that description was actually for the user, but it's rather for the model. Okay, what is the problem here? If metric equals fun, cannot find metric. ahead and change it. Alright, so let's also see what is this name. I think that's just the name of the tool that LLM understands. The name of the tool, description of the tool, whether to return the output directly defaults to false. Okay, I think this is enough for testing this tool. So let's go ahead and plug this inside. I think I have to create a tool node, but we can also use this tool to plug this in within our agent and see if it's actually running. Before that, let's also create a tool node, which is gonna be in. I'm gonna create a new file here called tools.ts, and then I'm gonna import tool node from LangChain graph pre-built. Okay, and then const tools equals get whether it says, and we haven't done anything else. All right, so let's just do this. Import score tool from score tools, and then this tool I'm going to give is score tool. I'm also going to give it Tavily search at this point because I know that I'm calling Tavily search in my agent and I haven't really defined it in a new file. So I could also move it in my tools file. And this way I can just import. Just import my tool file instead of having to define it every time. So let's do this, import Tavily search, and I'm also gonna add this move from Command X, move it back here. Ikam Jod, welcome. How are you? It's been a while. And then this I'm gonna call const web tool equals this, and then this I'm gonna say web tool. Alrighty. Import export default score tool. Okay. Are you really coming to Delhi in May? I am. May 15th, I will be in Delhi. Are you in Delhi? Actually, I would love to hear from you guys. Where in the world are you? If you're in India, I'm coming to India on May 15th. If you are in Paris or Europe, I'm coming to Paris on May 11th, and I'm coming to Amsterdam in June. So let me know where in the world are you in the chat. I'm in Delhi as well. Nice. Any meetups scheduled? I haven't scheduled anything, but let's get something on the books. In Dwarka. Okay, cool. Let's do a meetup. What about everybody else? Where in the world are you? wedding that we need to go to on the 19th, and then I'm guessing like festivities will start on 18th. But other than that, I'm there. Delhi, would love to do a meetup. I live near Dwarka as well. Janakpuri. Okay, let me see where is Janakpuri. Not very familiar with Dwarka. Not really familiar with where everything is. Oh, Dwarka is right next to the airport. Where will you be staying in Delhi? I will be in Gurgaon I'll be in Gurgaon for a few days, and then I will be in Ghaziabad for a few days. So like Vasundhara. Vasundhara for a few days. Yeah, so like around this area. Dwarka is near the airport. Yeah. Super far. Is it? Is it farther than Seattle? Okay, let's get this tool going. I want to call this tool within our app before the end of today's live stream. So let's get this going. We've got the score tools. We've got tools set up, and then what does this say? There's no export. Export default score tool. Oh, what did I do? Import score tool from score tool. Score tool, web tools, and then I guess I have to do tool node is this const tool node, and then we have to call this, I'm guessing. Tool node operates on graph state with the list of messages, expects the last message in the list to be an AI message, blah, blah, blah. And then also export this, export default tool node. And then we have to call it within our React agent. So let's go ahead and add this in our React agent, which is here. Now see, we have initialized tools. This is where we're going to call our tool. We're going to call import tool node. Thanking you for your JavaScript playlist. You explained concepts very nicely back in January. Oh, I think I remember that, Ujjwal. Thank you for saying that. Is there any other topic that you want me to cover? I'm making a list of some of the videos that I want to film next month. So let me know if there's a topic that you want me to cover. Can I learn TypeScript first, or do I need to know JavaScript? TypeScript is a flavor of JavaScript. That's how I would put it. It's helpful to know JavaScript first, and then when you know JavaScript, you can understand why you need TypeScript. So I would say go JavaScript, then TypeScript. Also, it's much easier to learn TypeScript once you already know JavaScript. Yeah, learn JavaScript as TS only types in it for straight passing in TS. Alright, so what was I looking for? I was looking for tool node, export default tool node. Let's export, not default. Huh? Right. Tool node, export. Where is it? Import tool node from Alright, what is your problem now? Tool from yes. What is the problem? Oh, its value is never used. Okay. And then here is where we're going to provide. Let's see how we provide tools. So we've got tool node for graph. All right. Should continue.
Okay.
I guess we have to define that, don't we? The multiple tool calls in succession. So when we create a React agent, how do we provide tools? Topic idea, Next.js. Oh, how's life in Seattle? I think master's in India. Life in Seattle is good. I mean, I have lived in US for 9 years now. And then before that I was in Canada, so the life is pretty similar. I think I really like it here. Like I think in addition to just pay being better, I think life is really good as well. Quality of life is definitely better. You do have to do a lot of your work yourself. You don't have a lot of help. You don't have any, or you could hire maids, but it's very expensive. So there's a lot that you have to do yourself. But other than that, once you get over that hurdle of becoming independent and taking care of everything yourself, I think life is great. I like it. There's a lot to do. Clean air. Oh my god. Every time I go back to Delhi, I feel sick. But yeah, I think just the basic quality of life is better. I do miss India though. Topic idea, Next.js app and page order difference. Why to choose which one? Why even Next.js in the first place? Why not React? Yeah. See, I think that's a great topic. What is the weather in Delhi right now? 24 degrees Celsius. 35 degrees Celsius. Oh, really? That sucks. Yeah, I think having a place where you can feel that your mental health is thriving, I think that is really important. Okay, let's keep going. We have 7 minutes left. Let's see how much we can get done. So basically, I'm actually using the React implementation, right, for calling an agent, and this is how we're creating that agent. Now here it says tools, agent tools, and I'm wondering if I need to create a tool graph or node graph, tool node like it's doing here, or if I could just pass my tool to agent. And I'm trying to find the answer to that here. Okay, moment of truth. What? An import path can only end with a TS extension. What? What did I say? Oh, cannot end with. Can only end with. What are you saying? I don't know. Let's try it. Raghavendra, hi. How's it going? Today's weather is good. It was 41 degrees for 2 days straight, but today is windy and then it rained. Oh, okay. 41 degrees is too hot. Okay, I'm getting some errors. Invalid type for tools, expected an object but got an array instead. Okay, I think this might not be the right way to call the tools. So let's pause here because I think we have the tools built. Like we have the test tool built. Tomorrow we're gonna go ahead and build this tool. Today I'm gonna undo this and we're gonna pause here. What we've done today is we've created a custom tool for us, which is score tool, and basically right now this is the logic in the tool. If the metric is fun, return 70. This is where we're gonna add our other tools like Tavily, and we're gonna do parsing here. But for now, what we're testing is if we can call a custom tool within our agent. What the documentation has been telling us is that you need to create a node graph, like tool node, and tomorrow with tool node. Tomorrow we're gonna come and add this section in here. The section that we need to add is basically this one. We need to add a should continue, then we need to call the model, we need to define the graph, we need to add a node of agent and then tools. So this is what we're gonna do tomorrow. For now, let's pause here. I'm gonna create a Git for this. If there's any questions, please put that in the chat so I can answer before I leave. And then this is the this is the repo. Cool. That's all we have for today. Have a great weekend. You can create GitHub issues for audience to contribute. I really have to do that. I've been thinking that for a long time now. Oh, there's an issue here. Oh, rate limit exceeded. Oh, okay. 429. Huh. Okay, I'll take care. Sorry to disturb you, ma'am. I'm a project idea and I need your help. If you're free, please guide me. I'd be really thankful. You can put that either in the Discord chat, which is right here, bit.ly/Shruti Discord. I'm gonna put that in here. Or if you want one-on-one help, you can also reach out to me on TopMate. Let me share the link for that as well. And yeah, Ujjwal, absolutely feel free to jump in and help out. You can absolutely contribute, Ujjwal. I actually do need help. I'm gonna create issues, GitHub issues, and then I'll open it up for contribution. I'll also write a contributing guide. I'm out for the weekend this weekend, but I will do that in the next live stream actually. Let's do it together. That's all I have for you today. Have a really beautiful weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you're in Times Square or if you're in New York, if you can send me a picture of this, if you see it, I would be so happy. If you see the billboard, if you see Top Mate on the billboard, you'll probably see my photo. Please send me a picture if you're in Times Square. Bye folks, have a great day.